Very hard for somebody like any of us to change the world at this point. You have to do it with the circle you have.
Yeah, and I know it means right, but I'm the exact opposite.
I know. So if you're chasing that, that's going to be your heart and your mind instead of your shoes and your wallet. You guys want to do a quick intro that will actually end up at the beginning? Just
Sure.
who are you?
My name's Amin Otifa. I am married to Lindsay Otifa, a wonderful wife. I have 2 kids, Alex and Remy. They're still teenagers, even though I've retired 3.5 years ago. Worked in the IT industry for about 32 years in management consulting, and burned that candle at both ends the entire time. And one day things worked out for the better. Deloitte ended up buying our company and retired, and it's been heavenly ever since.
You ain't looked back once.
No, I did not.
You almost did.
I had back pain for most of those 32 years. And then even though I retired, I was so hooked on being on my laptop that for the next 6 months, I was still on my laptop doing nothing, just surfing the web, whatever it is, blah, email, this and that, for 8 hours or so. And then one day I shut it down. And a week later, my back pain has never come back.
Really? So I just got to get rid of my laptop for this neck.
I think it's the posture, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
We call it tech neck.
For hours at a time?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who are you? Bad Seed?
Jason Ibera. The story behind this hat is I saw it at a concert. Tomorrow's Bad Seeds is a band, and I saw the hat up there, and I was like, who the hell would want to put that on so close to their brain? And I was like, wait a minute, me. Because what does a good seed do? It grows like the rest of them. It does a mean thing, and that's totally not me. So give me that hat. Here's my $35. So, but my industry has been marketing and advertising for 22 years, formally as a career.
Wow.
My wife Jennifer, I've been with her for over 20 years, known her for over 20 years, waited a solid 8 years to propose. Want to make sure I was really ready for this for the rest of my life. And I've got 3 awesome kids. Khaled is 12, Aubrey's 9, and our little one, Reese, he is 19 months now. I spent the first 6 months of my formal career in the space, building up an agency. Had Khaled, and realized 3 months into it that I was working way too much, and I didn't really see him grow up for those 90 days. So I quit. I went into staffing and recruiting. Thought it would be more of a sales job, commission based, work my own hours, set my own hours and stuff. Didn't like it. Went back to the agency world. And then 9 years at the next agency, then left there to go into a corporate job, did that for a year. And now I've been out on my own doing consulting for a little bit and had to have a few good deals that cover the bills and put a little bit in the savings. But decided to go back at it full steam again, and go back into an agency and build that up for an exit in the next 3 to 5 years. So that's
as long as your crypto works out.
No, the crypto can fail.
Okay.
Crypto can fail. If crypto fails, it will put some space between me and buying a house, but not long-term retirement.
I think we need to do one of these when crypto fails.
Don't worry. If anything you've said today doesn't play out, we'll do a rehash. Where are they now? That's not at all what you said, probably. Soon as I can win the fight against this.
Oh, it looked like it turned. Flat.
Show that turd who's boss, Sean.
What's that?
Show that turd who's boss.
I'm telling you, dude.
Careful, don't tear.
I just don't know how that you... You know what I'm saying?
Mike's going to be seeing me my coffee. That's why I went for the side mic.
I have a side mic.
Oh yeah, you just got your coffee.
It's just on that side.
Yeah,
I'm left-handed when I drink coffee. So are you.
maybe.
You guys are
Maybe
oddballs.
my right.
Total oddballs.
You're right-handed?
Yeah, of course.
You're
Even-
right-handed though.
Yeah,
Why are you drinking your coffee left-handed?
situational.
Oh.
I hold my iPhone better with my right hand.
Why do you have your phone? Are you planning on cheating? Do you have ChatGPT open right
This is like you know how babies have these little.
now? Oh, yeah.
This is kind of my thing.
I do that with a marker.
It just has to be there in my
Presenting in front of
hand.
people, I'll have a marker in my hand
Oh really?
and then just kind of twirl
I
it
used
in
to
my hand.
always have pens or pencils in my hands.
I wouldn't do a pen because I would click the dang thing.
Oh,
As long as it didn't have a clicker.
yeah, it didn't have a click.
Even the cap on a marker sometimes was.
But I'm okay with the clicking.
Doesn't bother me one bit. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
You guys are already in the show.
Oh,
Good.
That's how easy this is.
Oh, are we allowed to cuss or not?
Yeah, we have beepers.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, beepers.
We can beep or edit out. You know?
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, our goal is not to edit much out, but a
Uh-huh.
beep is really easy
Okay.
because when you start chopping it up, it looks fake and like you said something you
I
didn't
think
want on
a
there.
few good beeps makes it natural.
Absolutely.
No, I mean,
Yep.
that's.
Yep.
Who doesn't?
So welcome to the first podcast.
Thanks for having
The first
us.
episode to the podcast, the first episode. If you're a guy like me that just likes comfortable quality clothing at a low cost, that's exactly why we started Yoso. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, we're coming out with socks. They're all super comfortable, high quality, excellent fit. The best part, 25% of every purchase goes towards our mission. We're a Christian, Jesus company selling amazing clothing. So if you're looking for everyday, comfy wear, come join the mission. You retired
Yes.
how many years ago?
3.5.
3.5?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine?
If you'd have said 1 year, I'd have been like, yeah, that's
Exactly. That's what it feels like.
That's
just race through. Whenever I tell anybody that, they're like, no way. I was like, yeah, 3.5 years.
That's insane.
Haven't run out of money yet.
That's good. We're gonna touch on that. What so what age were you when you retired?
58.
That's young.
No, that's not young.
For retirement, that's young.
All right. I wanted to do it at
There's-
45.
There's a lot of 30-year-olds out there thinking if I can hit 58, I'm good.
But anyway.
When did you retire?
42-ish, but I retired-ish.
Yeah.
He's not
yeah.
retired. He's working all the time.
I'm working.
He's hustling.
I took a little hiatus.
Tell him
there.
the truth.
Tell-
He just accused you of working all the time. Tell him the truth. Tell him the truth.
I mean, it's
He's just it's about putting an RFP together or something like that.
it's definitely building back up, but I enjoy it. I mean, it's if I was really think about like what do I want my space to be? I was thinking about the other day, like the house is not my space. It's the family space. There's nothing for me there. There's a pile of toys here and there. I just feel comfortable in my office, and that's the struggle that I've had for a long time because when you get labeled a workaholic, because that's where you're comfortable, and then there's the push and pull of why am I doing this in the first place? Well, it's for the family. Well, if you're doing it for the family, then why are you with? And just go ahead and spend the time with the family right now. Money's not everything. All those kinds of things, go through your head. But
So you're saying you were spending too much time at the office? Oh, I just hit a button that made everything go red. I don't even know what button. Okay, it's blue again. Do you even know what I did? The problem I'm having is
Testing.
I can't look at them and talk into my mic, and I feel like those two things are necessary at this.
so I guess you don't have the buzz of the AC like we've got right now.
I did.
Things like that.
You know, when it kicked on, I thought, so if I had a headset, I wouldn't have had that reaction. Okay. So what you're saying is that, no, I don't want a headset. I wasn't trying to get us headsets. I'm sorry if we end up with headsets now because I said that. So what you're saying is that, what are you saying?
For a long time,
Like use details.
For a long time-
What were you doing and what are you doing now?
gotcha. But what I was saying was that my brain defaults to working makes me happy. I left college early. I always felt like I was like one step behind because of that. So I always had to work extra to stay ahead or keep pace. So I became a workaholic and tied a lot of my self-worth to my work. So it was the only way to really maintain, like, be comfortable and subdue the anxiety was to work and make sure that I was earning money so I didn't fall behind. And I've recently, I stopped working full time. I was working as basically an advertising director, full time, and stopped doing that and just went out on my own. Got a few good deals lined up, and money's just kind of flowing without having to work too much. And I was able to do that for almost about 6 months, give or take. I was just chilling. I was like going to have coffee with the wife every morning, pick the kids up from school.
I mean, what are we talking? My mic is red again.
You know, I was just going to add to what Jason was saying. Most people, I mean, your story's not unique. Most of us were workaholics.
Yeah.
For 32 years, all I did was burn the candle at both ends, up at 4 or 5 in the morning, in the gym, come home, and you're on calls, conference calls, problems all day long until almost midnight sometimes, right? We had people working in India, California, Europe, all over the place, and it's just nonstop. You do that for, 30 years, 20 years, you don't think there's a life beyond it.
Yeah.
And just to have that shut down one day and you become a nobody the next, that is terrifying to most people in the world. It really is.
Yeah, that was my biggest question to you. So there's a lot to unpack there. One, we were talking to Vadim, my neighbor, yesterday, originally from Russia.
Okay.
And he was sharing with us that when you go anywhere else in the world, people work to live. They do just enough work, like what Jason was talking about, to live a good life. In America, you live to work. Your whole identity is your job. Your whole life is going to work, burning the candle at both ends. You try to accomplish as much as human possible. But like he was saying, immigrants will come into America looking for the dream and end up with 3 jobs and work themselves to death. And he feels that it's America's standard that creates that mentality, even if somebody comes from another country. Because he said when he goes to other countries, so when you visit Egypt, are they like us? Are they having the same workaholic problem?
Some people,
Okay.
I think anybody on a corporate path anywhere in the world, it's unfortunately where things have.
Even the factory guys are doing it though, and the construction guys,
those guys are all hourly, so it's a little different, right? So the more they work, the more money they get. Versus people like us, we don't get any more money, but we still work like crazy. And I do think America is different. Like I remember when we used to go do projects in Europe. They thought we were nuts.
Yeah.
They hated us. They're like, do you guys ever wind down? We'd come in Saturday and Sunday and all that. They're like, we can't do this kind of stuff. It's time to go. They take a month off vacation with their entire family, go to Greece and hang out and smell. Can you imagine anybody taking a month off in the U.S.? They think their job's going to be gone when they get back.
20 years ago, I was working in Holland, and we were there to help a company we owned in there. It was a U.S. purchase of a company in Holland. 15% of the executive team went on mental health leave for 6 months.
Whoa.
Because we exhausted them mentally to the point where they couldn't even come to work because we wore them out. They thought we were nuts.
Yeah.
They couldn't understand. Even when the company was losing $1 million a quarter, they couldn't fathom stressing themselves out to try to save a company. Their health and their life meant more to them than that saving that company.
It's funny you say that because you guys are probably too young for it, but early in the high-tech industry, it was such a burnout culture that they had it as part of their corporate policies for companies like Apple and even pre-Google and Microsoft. That when you get to a certain number of years or whatever it is, you have a forced sabbatical of like 6 months. They could not decline it. They had to take off. Oh, yes. Paid. And people struggle with that. How am I going to pull out? But they knew they were going to burn the crap out of their people, and they'd rather have them come back efficient. You don't see that anymore.
Do you? Yeah. I think the tide's turning though.
Yeah.
Just like you had the revelation that this isn't worth it.
Yeah.
I have talked to so many people that are making that exact same transition. And a lot of them are executives. They're taking a step down in the company, taking a smaller role so that they can have more free time. then the first thing they do is they usually start another business of their own. Like one of my friends wrote a book and started a whole program. So he's still working too much, but now he's doing something that he has passion around.
Right.
And he's investing in himself.
And he's investing in himself. And I'm sure the thought process is that will create the exit from that day-to-day job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you 3.5 years ago when I left, I could see the change in millennials. The people we were bringing on who were very bright people, some of the best people out of colleges, they looked at us like we were nuts. I mean, you know, they wanted that balance in life. They wanted to go out and have their vacations. I mean, it is different. And you know what? I think it's healthy.
Yeah.
I really think, you know, baby boomers or whatever, we were just too competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started with the term work-life balance floating around, you know, and then it became experiences over things.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to get out there and experience because I need to own a bunch of things.
But I think our generation made fun of the work-life balance. Gen X was like,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We did.
that was like a safe place.
Yeah.
You know, we constantly picked on it when we probably were the biggest advocates for ruining
Dude,
work-life.
paternity leave was a joke, you know, when anybody said that back in the old days.
Yep.
But it's healthy. It's good, man.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah. I looked at the millennials and stuff. I'm like, what, do you guys like want to work? Like, do you want to do anything? Like, why are you all so lazy? Like, and, but you know, it just took a while for me to realize, hey, wait a minute, they're onto something.
Yeah.
But you know, if we would all just kind of surrender and we all stop competing, there'd be enough for everybody. And that's what really kind of drives me crazy is it's just because of like, we all force each other into this.
I don't think you can stop humanity from competing.
So-
I think that's what makes us who we are, right?
Yep. So I was going to say something that I know you're going to react to. I was watching something the other day that he was saying, I just want a world where a house with a white picket fence and a family in one family vehicle is enough. And stop this rate of change, stop this constant improvement, slow down this AI thing that's going to get totally out of control. And his point was we're now moving so fast that we've lost complete control of the speed of innovation. And his point was we should just slow it down.
All right. So this is such a good topic to talk about, really, because we get at the crux of what's wrong with our society today. To me, it comes down to one thing, and I tell my kids this: keeping up with the Joneses.
Yep.
This is all, look around. It's all a materialistic world. Everything is driven to get us to consume, to buy, to have more, the biggest cars, the best this. People, look at Michael Jordan. He's got a whole garage he's got to build just to house his cars in. There's little Michael Jordans all over the place. I'm not
By
just
garage, you mean warehouse that's like 100,000 square feet.
I'm just saying, yeah. But there's little Michael Jordans all over the place. We're all guilty of it. It's just we have become a consumption society,
my shoes.
all driven by great marketing people such as yourself to get us to buy things that we don't need. And people see happiness in it. And as you know, as soon as you have it, you're on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I see it in my kids. They're going out there and buying thousands of dollars of cologne. What the? They don't have a pot to piss in. But the influencers are out there getting them to do it. And people just got to realize you will never be happy with any of that crap. A person out in India, you know, who's kind of in the situation you're talking about, maybe not a white picket fence and so forth, they're just as happy, if not more happy, than the richest folks we have here.
So what's the answer? So they're always trying to, I'm not even going to say we are always trying to fill a spot where we want more. And I think every guy for sure has this. I don't think women have it as much. I ask my wife all the time what her dreams and goals are, and she goes, I'm living my dream. I'm living my goals. And I'm like, oh, no. You have to have much bigger.
Oh, I think women have it. Every time they want to redecorate the house, every time there's a reshuffle of this, I mean, they have it. But we have the testosterone and all that. You know, it's just a little bit more alpha male types, but I think women have it too.
Yeah, ours is more unachievable. It's more of a I'll kill myself to get there. I think women do it within their means more often than
I think
they do.
women are just more mature. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
with you.
absolutely.
I think when when you have to care for a kid and a baby and all that, you are serving somebody, and you are not the most important thing anymore. And I think men just rarely get to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
When
it's
I
all
meet
about us.
when I meet a woman, I see a mom or a wife or a responsible adult. When I meet a dude, I picture, who is this guy probably in high school? Because he's still that guy. He just looks different.
Who's this guy with 10 beers in him?
We just refuse to grow up. But what fills that void then? I mean, because
first of all, I know where you want to go, but before we get there, I think the first thing we need to do is educate people. People do not know that they're in a rat race. Our kids don't know it. Everybody, you can tell them, but we have to figure out how to educate people to let them know there are folks making billions and trillions of dollars making you act this way, and you need to understand that will not get you hell, right? And to me, it's getting back to spending more time with your family, finding hobbies in life, reading. If you're religious, go, do some of that stuff. Whatever it is, have something outside of working. Take some time down and have some balance. I mean, I think that, work-life balance.
Well, that's what you've done since retirement, right? You filled it with all the things you just listed.
My dream of retirement was always to be a kid. When I was a kid, do you remember when you were like anywhere from 10 to 14, the first day of summer, right? Do you remember getting it off, and you didn't have to work, right? You got off and you just wake up. You had no idea what the you were going to do, but you can't wait to go out there and explore. And that's what I like about being retired. I don't want to plan it out. I want to have a list of to-dos and all. Sure, that's always there. I just want to get up and do whatever floats my boat. The freedom after 32 years of shackles. It's amazing. I just enjoy it.
Could you smell the air of summer when he explained being that kid on the first day of summer? I could literally smell the air and hear the birds chirping, because it's the first time you got to sleep in late enough.
Yes, absolutely.
For it to be warm enough to smell.
Exactly. And it's funny you say that, because we lived in Alexandria, Egypt, and you could smell the ocean.
Yeah, we had no AC, so we had the windows open so you could smell everything.
But you asked, how do you maintain your happiness? And I think it is a thing that you have to maintain. And you've got to have a focus on it, and you have a game plan and a roadmap for it, and you got to make sure you're staying on track. And I think for those 6 months where I was pretty high on life and taking a lot of time off and not really driven to work, I had a huge focus on positivity. I started listening to music that was tuned to certain frequencies for positivity. It just really had this I have a kind of hard time to really remember the list of things that I was kind of doing. But I mean, I was being an idiot listening to this music in the car, just dancing and singing at the top of my lungs, and just hoping someone would laugh at me in the car next to me at a stoplight, because I was just having such a good time with it. And I was be so energized by the time I got to wherever I was going, even if it was work, that they just carried that positivity, and the energy was just flowing. Like the scarcity was gone. I wasn't worried about money. I wasn't worried about much of anything, and I was just really enjoying life. But it took focus. I listened to that music every day. I thought about my positivity every day, and then my focus shifted. And I realized over the past couple of months that I had lost that practice. I've only held it for maybe 3-4 months. And yesterday when you asked just like, how things been going, we're going to talk about that tomorrow on the podcast. I really started thinking about it, and I realized that I lost it because I started focusing on something else. And I started focusing on world problems. And I stopped focusing on myself and my own goals. And that's the kind of challenge for me is it selfish to focus inward and on myself, and just ignore the world problems and say nothing, do nothing about them, and just live in my bubble? Or am I supposed to try and make an impact in the world? And so how I can't really do both.
How are you making an impact in the world, or how do you go?
I said try.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between being us and trying to be president of the United States, right?
Right.
So Every person has to decide that themselves. I was trying to tell Jason how to do that. I said, just ignore the outside world. And you and I have this conversation all the time. I have less of a worldview. I'm more worried about what's Sean doing tomorrow. I'm more little kid because they didn't worry about the worldview.
Yeah.
And then trust God with the rest.
Yeah.
However, if everybody did that, and this is what Amina was teaching me, so everybody had that view, and you and I have had this conversation too, then who is going to take care of the world? So somebody has to.
Yeah.
I've just decided I'm not going to be that person. So somebody once explained to me, it's about circle of control. These are the things you literally control: your household, what you're going to, your attitude for today, your response to outside influences.
Yeah.
And then you have your circle of, I believe it's impact is the next one. And that's, I can impact you by sharing a story with you, but I can't control you. You're going to do whatever you're going to do, and we're just friends, and it is what it is. Then you have your circle of influence, which is posting on social media or voting at the polls, or maybe you join the Democratic Party to help them get the word out about their positions. What percent of your time do you spend here versus here might be the difference between happy and unhappy. Because the people that spend 100% of their time outside usually end up divorced. A lot of them end up broke because you forgot to maintain your own house. You don't know your kids. They grew up without you.
Agree. Yeah, I mean, I consider myself worldly. I read a lot. I grew up abroad and so forth. But I recognize that the only thing I can change is myself. And just like you were saying, whatever is around me. And you do that by being a model person yourself, loving folks, and if you see things they say that you disagree with, maybe educate them in some way, and they may see the light, they may not. But it's very hard for somebody like any of us to change the world at this point. You have to do it with the circle you have. And if other people do the same thing, then hopefully the world does change.
Yeah, to me, it's like an 80-10-10. And I think you balance that. I think you spend 80% of your time with the people in your life, loving on those people, 10% of your time giving advice or sharing your views on the world, and then 10% of your time just popping a message out on Facebook and letting it ride and see if you have any influence on the world, and also making sure you vote, making sure you understand the politics of the area.
Yeah. And I think
I think you tipped to
I tipped the other way easily.
60% trying to influence the world from not being taken over from a very small country in this world. Not to be named.
Not naming names.
And you even told me you might want to unfollow me on Facebook because I'm not in a good place. Like, that's your soul telling you you're getting off balance. Yeah. Because it'll when your heart's not feeling it.
Yeah, for sure. Something I got to reel back in. I was talking to a friend about it last night. I was like, I really got to figure out which way I'm going to go and really decide on it and refocus. So I know I've got this going on, but I think I'll probably do a ketamine meditation, and really focus in on this. And in that, you can remove you lose your ego. So you judge yourself as a third party. Just because there's an ego part of this too, there's some part of me that feels like, well, I'm pretty smart. Maybe I understand what's going on in the world a little bit more than other people. And maybe it's my responsibility. Yeah. I was like, the world needs me. Like, how could I sell them out now?
I did that during COVID. I felt like the world needed me to solve COVID and tell everybody on my friends list what to do about the current situation with my massive amount of knowledge that I gained it only from Facebook and my other friends' posts. But I once read the headlines on a few articles, so I was versed in the topic.
I am content in knowing that the world will be just fine without me.
It will.
Absolutely. We'll all be
just like your company never even knew you left. My company, I founded it, and they never knew I left. Like, nobody called.
Well, I always think if you do that, that means you did a good job, right? Because if you leave and the company falters, that means you did a good job managing it, right? I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah.
But I want to get to something, because we keep saying, I don't know if you've heard how many times we've used the word happy.
Yeah.
The pursuit of happiness. I almost think it's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's people keep thinking happiness is in this or that, or chasing that or that product. There's no freaking happiness in it. It's just being content in whatever it is that God passes your way.
Yeah.
Honestly, even in sorrow and sadness, somehow living that to the fullest, understanding what that moment is and what it does, and just going through it.
Yeah, the words that I keep hearing, because I am now in 9 men's groups. I spent 15 hours this week listening to 50 men speak
Wow.
about where they're at, the troubles they're having, and it's been profound. It's so good. But the ones that are deemed happy,
Yeah.
like I would label you two guys in the happy kit, it's more joy and peace were the words that I kept hearing. And it's finding joy in no matter what the day brings you. If it's raining out, you find something to do during the rain that will bring you joy. Or sometimes it's just peace.
Yeah.
Because if you can't find joy, if you can't smile, can you at least be at peace and not start going down that dark path where you start to get frustrated or angry?
And I think the way, like most people would say, well, how do I do that? Right? Well, if all you're doing is looking at yourself, it's very difficult. And that's, to me, I guess this is my philosophy in life, is I always want to explore. I want to learn and keep learning and learning. I think the day I stop learning is the day I start dying. And that's why I continue to read, learn how to do new things, build pizza ovens, whatever that it is, travel. Just, I love being an exciting, it's like being a kid, right?
And you blend that with serving others. You love to have people over and serve them.
We do.
Because that fills your cup right to the top.
We love people, man. I mean, there's nothing that makes us happier than, and I know you do too, you know?
Yeah, I like to serve them by listening to them in conversation. I don't want to have to cook for them.
Yeah. But somehow we got to take that word happy and just kind of put it away. I think it's destroying things.
Because happy sounds like shoes and cars and watches and cologne.
Right. That's all the advertisement says is, here's happy couple. You know how they got happy? Boom.
You know how much joy you find or peace you find in a new pair of shoes? 0.
Absolutely.
So if you're chasing that, that's going to be your heart and your mind instead of your shoes and your wallet.
Just going outside and being able to see the lizard and the blade of grass or the flower that popped up or the fish in the... There's joy in every one of those things, man.
Yeah, and it's hard to notice the wind, the light breeze that day and enjoy it. If your mind's all caught up in something else, you'll miss it. You'll miss it all.
Yep. My wife has been taking over the TikTok for Survival Games TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know what performs the absolute best out of anything she posts? A crab walking on the beach.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
Because people don't in their day-to-day life take the time. So when they're scrolling and they see an animal that they're not used to seeing, just walking in shallow water and the ripples, I know that it's their heart telling them, and even their brain and even their muscle is stopping on that, because that's what we crave.
Yeah.
But we don't do it because we're sitting in our house scrolling on our phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Instead of just walking outside and watching the squirrel, the lizard, whatever is out your door, and we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And we were built for that.
Yes. It's like taking your kids to Florence, Italy, and they're on their phone the whole time and thinking the place sucks.
Yeah.
You didn't go, did you go there?
So let's cover a very important topic.
Oh, Lordy.
I mean,
You got to be. Did you bring this here just for that?
No, it was a huge coincidence because we just got this space and I told Reagan that I can't be here and have an emergency situation where I have to number 2 and not have a bidet. So Amin introduced me to the bidet.
Yeah.
I got one. I believe I have 7. Because they have to be everywhere I am, including my office now. And this is like $35 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Did you get one?
I have one.
You didn't hook it up, did you?
You know me.
Yeah. So instead of solving the world's problems, you need to solve your problem.
We all know.
Install the butt plug.
And no, we're not sponsored.
He doesn't have a clean.
I'm a dirty still.
So I asked my friends yesterday who all has them, and the ones that had them have to have them, would never not have one. Can't understand why people, which is what you explained to me. And now I'm a big pusher of the bidet, which is super uncomfortable conversation many times. But that's why I wanted to share it with the 15 people that choose to watch this.
I've told you, right?
Yeah.
I came to the States. I grew up in Egypt. We always had bidets. And I came here and I was stunned that the superpower of the world is using paper to wipe their asses. I mean, I just couldn't even believe it. And I thought, my God, these people need bidets.
So tell the story that got me to switch. The concert story.
Oh, yeah. So, well, I thought I should open up a bidet business. And it came to me, I think it was 1980. I was at a concert on the Washington Mall. It was a hot day, biggest audience ever. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people. And there was this big guy in front of us who leans back, big muscle-bound guy, and his hand goes in dog and it goes all the way through it. And he looks around like, who am I going to kill? Everybody's just scared. And he's taking a piece of paper and wiping it off. And I'm thinking, he's never going to get that off. You know, would you feel that's clean? Why would you feel any different about your hind end? And I always thought that should be a commercial for selling bidets. And I wish I would have started that business back then.
Somebody has now.
Oh,
I think it's Tushy when
Tushy,
we look. Tushy, yeah.
Tushy.
We were looking at that.
These guys sell a ton of them.
And they're just crushing it because they have 15 different versions of that same commercial. They're doing a really good job. Yeah.
I had a lot of great ideas when I came up with the Uber idea at one time, www.pickmyassup.com. I joke you not, me and a bunch of guys waiting for a project to happen. It took months for it to get started. So I came up with, hey, let's do this thing. Project started and we left it, you know.
I always tell people it's so easy to have $1 million idea.
Yeah.
It's so much work to implement $1 million idea. People used to give them to me all the time. I'm like, I'm already drowning in my own work.
Well, it means years of starvation and scraping and borrowing and leveraging everything, you know?
Yeah. Because the bigger it gets, the more product you have to buy and the less cash you have and the more stress in your life. Like it's a whole dance.
Well, before it takes off, you're scraping.
So you have one sitting at home. You've used the ones at our vacation home, and you go home and still smear the stuff all over the rear side.
Yeah.
And this takes 15 to 20 minutes to install.
It might take Jason a little longer.
This will take 40 minutes because you'll break the pipe and you'll have
That's the thing. That's the thing with me. Every time we've discussed this before, every time I go to do a DIY project, I go in really freaking confident.
I even do this one.
And then I'm missing, one screw or something. And then I got to go to this hardware store.
We should go to his house.
We should go install it in his house. Just clean your bathroom floor and we'll come over.
Yeah.
I'll let you know the day after the housekeepers come.
Let us know when you move in the new. Are you in the new place?
Not in the new place yet.
Okay. Let us know. We'll come and install it.
Yeah.
All right.
I have them in every toilet, in every house, everywhere. It's just, I have no idea how people don't. And think about it. It cuts down your toilet paper consumption.
It's one round.
I mean, let me ask you this. What's your biggest anxiety when you go on vacation?
Running out. Oh, not having
a bidet.
So here's the problem. I asked my buddy Ben yesterday. I shipped him one because he wasn't listening. So I shipped him one.
I've done that for people too.
Yep. So he installed it, and everybody in his family loves it. He could care less and doesn't usually use that toilet.
That's funny.
And here's his reason. I don't want to have that kind of luxury in my house, knowing that every time I leave my house, I will not have that luxury. So I'm setting myself up to fail.
Now think about the logic behind that, because
I feel him.
95% of the time he wants to deny comfort so that the 5%.
Yeah.
It's conditioning.
I said, all you gotta do is get regular. Always use your home one before you leave the house. And then if you have an office, that's where you're going to spend the rest of your time. Just have one put in there. And you'll have easily, unless if you go on vacation, then yes, it is.
Have you ever looked for a portable bidet?
Tushy makes them.
You told me about that, so I researched it. It's absolutely unacceptable.
I just can't even believe it.
It's just bottle of water with a hose.
With a little
appropriate. You know what I started telling the guys yesterday? I'm just going to bring one of these everywhere I go on vacation. I'm going to install it.
You can't install it in a hotel,
Yeah. So I'm still at a loss.
I'm going to just make you one that's just has a little built-in pump, and you just put a little hose down into the toilet bowl, and it pumps water.
Well, that's how most of the world works. That's how much of the world
It's like a recycling system.
No, because that's happening after you've done stuff. It's not clean water. I guess you could do a courtesy flush. And then it would be cleaner water. It's in a public bathroom. You're so wrong.
I already got the design in my head. Don't worry.
So what else is there to talk about, Sean?
Yeah, that's what I'm going through right now.
See what's happening in the world today that pisses us off. There's so much to choose from.
You mean that we find peace and joy in?
That would be more at home, not in the world. Let's see. What is some stuff out there? I don't know.
Jason, we set up a office. You said you were going to join us.
I heard my desk got ordered from Amazon this week.
So we have to get you an office and provide a desk.
Mm.
Are you expecting a chair as well?
I know I see an extra one over there.
So you are expecting a chair. Do you have your own computer?
A new one would be nice.
But you don't work here.
Precisely.
What will we get again?
Me.
A
Yeah,
bad seat.
there you go.
We'll get a bad seat.
You get Jason. You get that right there, buddy.
Wow.
Right there.
I feel like Amin would hang out if we just had decent tea.
Probably. Yeah.
I would come out for the fellowship.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we don't have to buy you a chair and a table. And
Just that beanbag right there.
I think we're going to swap Jason for Amin.
He's cheaper.
It's cheaper. just cost effective.
Yeah. No, this week got real.
He
Got
comes
real
with
busy.
less strings.
Yeah. This week got real busy. So you guys just happened to order a desk, and now that I see you have two, I'm assuming maybe I'll get to snag that.
How'd
one.
you know we ordered a desk?
I've
I said it in the group chat.
yeah, the
didn't I?
group chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was trying to entice you to show up when I shared that. I think that was my mentality.
But no, this week it's gone crazy.
We figured you just
Been
wait
working
until
a
all the
lot.
furniture was moved so you didn't have to do any heavy lifting because you were with us for about an hour on furniture day and you said, this ain't for me.
Yeah, I'm out.
Reagan and I hope we never have to lift a couch again. We moved all this ourselves.
Oh, my God.
Everything you see here, us two young fellas,
It's no wonder you couldn't bike.
I had a workout this week. I may never be the same.
Well, that's a loud AC.
And it doesn't even cool the place.
It's just
Likes attention.
there to, yeah, exactly. Keep you awake.
Any topics when you listen to us that you think would be interesting for people to hear about? You got the retired guy.
When we talk about investments,
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was one. So yeah, that was the whole topic. So we didn't even cover the retired guy. Here's something I was thinking about last night when I was thinking about. So you kind of covered the, how can I fill my time so retirement doesn't become a big drag? Because for me, you know me, I retired 3 times now.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do it. I just don't think I have enough hobbies. I don't like to work with my hands and stuff. Like you have the mechanical side.
You're not a reader either, which makes it
And I
tough.
also don't read.
Yeah.
So I've got to be entertained by other humans.
Right.
And they're all at work. So I pretty much have to work
Yeah.
to get what I need out of
It's
life.
kind of sad, isn't it? Yes.
But it's not because I get to pick my hours and, we're building this lounge so that I can hang out with people that are not working, but just kind of doing life together concept. But here's my question. How do people find out? Because I was talking to a couple of my brothers and a couple of friends. They all want to retire at 50. They're all in their 40s. Or 55, I think was the number. 55. They're all in their late 40s.
Mhm.
They've only got 5 or 6 years. They need to start doing the math.
Mhm.
How does a person, in your opinion, do the math on how much you need set aside to retire?
Well, I mean, I think the best thing to do is do a budget on what you spend,
Yep.
right? And don't think you're going to spend any less because it's not true. We actually probably spend more since I retired, which is hard to believe, than we did then.
We have more free time to
More
try
time,
to
Yeah,
save.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And our vacations are a lot more expensive, and prolonged.
Do you
so-
think your current spend is an okay number? I feel like it is. Like if you're currently spending $5,000 a month while you work, can you use that as your number when you retire? Because I think you have to.
Yes, of course.
Because that's the life you've gotten used to.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, or more, like you said, because like you said, you got more free
Of
time
course.
to spend the money.
But
You're not using as much gas to drive to work, and you should be able to offset it a little bit.
I don't believe that.
But at
is what I'm
least
trying to say.
what you're spending now is my point.
I mean, the only thing that's going to go away is your kid expenses, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully that I'm retired and I still have kids.
I don't know if that's a thing,
They're
right?
not even in
There's
college
30-year-olds
yet, so.
living in homes everywhere.
Very true. We're not going to make it that comfortable for them. But yeah, here's the sad thing is, well, maybe it's not so sad, but if you want to retire, thinking about it needs to start like in your 20s.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole thing is
Which
if
you're
you
not
start
gonna do.
then and you just dollar cost average in an index fund since the time you graduate.
So what's dollar cost average?
Dollar cost average is, well, I'll tell you a little story. When I graduated from college, I was making $26,000 a year back in 1990. I thought I'd hit the jackpot, right? Think about 26 grand a day. It's nothing, right?
A year. A day is decent.
Exactly.
Jackpot. I'll give it to you.
But anyhow, so I go work for a company called NCR, entry level management job. And this guy, Craig Reynolds, I love him. He was a great guy. He says, with this little Southern accent, I'm going to teach you how to be a millionaire and have you retire early. I said, Craig, I make $26,000. I don't see it. He goes, I'm going to teach you. And he got me to take a few $100s every month, even at that salary, and put it in what was called DRIPs, dividend reinvestment plans. That's probably before they had index funds like they do today. So like the S&P index fund with Vanguard or Fidelity. And so every month I would take $100 and put it in this stock, $100 in this stock, and $100 in that stock. You would do it with funds today. And it was on autopilot. I didn't write a check. It came directly out of my bank account every month, no matter what the market did, up and down, it doesn't really matter. And they say that over time, dollar cost averaging beats 90% of the money managers in the world. So you're getting the best, that's the best investment strategy. And as you make more money, as you move on in your career, you keep upping that percentage, right? I mean, at one time we were saving 50% of what we make, right? Because I met my wife and we had enough. And it's kind of like there's a book, Warren Buffett's autobiography is called Snowball. Snowball means the ball's coming down, it's small, and as it goes down the hill, it continues to grow and grow and grow. That's exactly what happens. And then one day you're like, holy, I can't believe this happened. And I didn't do anything. I slept through it.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff about crypto and this and that. I mean, I just don't
It's
believe in any
gambling.
of it.
It's legalized
100% gambling. I'm not
Even
going to gamble with what I worked my ass
Even
off
if you
to
buy
do.
a single stock, you are gambling. So
100%,
when you said
yes.
there were 3 of these DRIPs, or 3 mutual funds, that means it's a group that bought a bunch of diverse stocks, maybe
That's
in a
exact-
sector like tech, and maybe in a sector like international.
Well, the S&P 500, for example,
Yep.
that's 500 of the biggest companies in the country,
Yep.
okay? They're not all going to fail, and they only have a certain percent of each of those in there.
Yep.
So if one goes completely belly up, it doesn't matter. And you know what? When the market crashes, I'm happy as a camper because every month,
Now you're
without
buying
me doing
cheap.
anything, I'm buying that stuff. When the market crashed, what was it, 2008, 2009? The Dow Jones, as at 6,700, I think, was the lowest. And I was buying like a banshee at that time because we were at the height of our money-making career. And all that has tripled or quadrupled since.
Yeah.
So it's a great investment strategy. You don't have to sweat it. You just have to start out a long time ago. But I would say to anybody, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and I know it means right, but I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah, I know. Now we're gonna have to come back in a few years and see how that played out. The good news is he's right. The bad news is you're the exact opposite.
Even while knowing he's right.
And I would argue you're the majority of America.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did what Jason's talking about, and I've lost every one of those dollars pretty much.
Same.
Yeah.
I bought crypto.
Oh,
Bought past tense because it all evaporated to nothing.
Yeah.
and yet I have a cousin who made $11 million and retired off of it,
Right.
with 400 and something thousand. So sure it happens.
But it's such a
But
gamble.
what is that you going to bet your life on it?
Yeah.
I don't want to be a McDonald's, you want fries with that at 60 years of age or 70.
Yeah, I think if you can set up that target monthly spend, let's call it 10,000. Let's say you're a dual income family, each making $60,000 a year right now.
All right.
So you're bringing in 120,000 a year. That's 10,000 bucks a month. Taxes will get a little less, so maybe that'll cover your vacations. So keep the number the same, the 10,000 bucks a month. To me, what you then want to do, this is my current position. This is how I did the math. I then put away, so that's 120,000. Then you have to take times 5 years, and you put 600,000. 120 times 5 is 600 into bonds and super safe, not making a lot of money. But now what that means is no matter what the money I put in the market does for 5 years, and then I keep replenishing that 5th year from money that I make from the stocks, the market can do whatever it wants. It could totally go to zero for 5. It can't go to zero. It could go to $1 for 5 years. And then when it springs back, it won't matter to me. So I look at it now for fun. And then the other money.
Yeah, you're talking about your emergency stash, right? That can keep you through.
And I did 5 years because I'm super conservative.
Right.
And then what I did was working with my advisor, we said 5% should be made on that other money. So if you need to make the 120,000, what would that be? What is 5%?
2.4 in the
2.4 million?
yes, because 10% would be 240, half of that.
So you would need 2.4 million in the market, making 5% every year to keep replenishing that 5th year as you use the 1st year of the 120,000, and it'll keep replenishing it indefinitely.
Yeah.
And the best thing is you should be performing at 7 to 8%. So it actually should be growing. The 2.4 should be growing over time because it has to.
Right.
Because in 30 years, and I just did this math last week, that 2.4 in 30 years will only be worth 1.2. It'll be half.
You have to
years,
put the inflation rate in there.
It's 3%.
Absolutely.
And
So that means every 30 years it's halved. And the money you're getting is halved. So instead of 120,000 30 years from now, that'll be equivalent to 60,000 during that time.
Right. There are financial planners out there that take all this into consideration, as well as something you're not factoring in is your Social Security and all that stuff. I mean, take all that stuff in there.
Yeah. So
but if you want to do it yourself, some people think if I have $1 million, I can retire.
No.
If you have $1 million today, that's only producing 50,000. Is that 5% of $1 million? 50,000.
Yeah.
That's only producing 50,000.
Or you just spend.
You can retire on $1 million, but you go live in Maple Hill, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you do.
Yep.
And you use.
And you better own your house and live somewhere with almost no tax.
Exactly. Well, you get a little house.
Don't insure anything.
Yeah, and you're not going to be buying all the crazy stuff.
Go on the vacations or anything. But you mentioned
you can live in a van by the river for $1 million.
What do you use as an example, Sean? What was the household income?
120,000.
120,000.
60,000 each for a dual income husband wife.
And where I struggle, I really try and maintain this positivity, but sometimes I feel like I'm too smart because I know to maintain the positivity, because I know that right now, in order to be middle class in America, and we think of ourselves as a middle class society, and you think of 120 as what pops into your head as a decent salary. Right now, the line for middle class is 140 in America. Most people aren't anywhere close to it. So we're no longer a middle-class society. Yeah. We talk about 3% inflation. This was a standard that we've been taught. From 20 to 2024, we've experienced 24% inflation in America. In the past 12 months, another 11%. That's the real rate of inflation. And then if you hedge that against Bitcoin, this year it's 43%. So you would have been in Bitcoin the past 12 months instead of cash. The difference was 43%.
Well, now, what about the year I was in it?
Yeah.
It was negative 75%.
Here's my problem with Bitcoins and all these things. It's all emotional plays.
Yeah.
Like when anybody can pick stocks. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but the Wall Street used to do this every year where they'd have a kid or somebody throw darts at the board that picked stocks, and they'd compare that against a manager. And the thing would always win on an up margin. Right? It's true. Yeah. But the problem is, when do you get out? When do you get out? With stocks, you can see performance come back. You can see that they up in here or there, or they're not. You can see all sorts of things happening. Their PE ratios.
There's
What do you see? And what in the other one? It's all emotional play, and you have no clue.
That's kind of the beautiful thing about it, though, because
Oh, no.
Oh,
You're
well.
gonna I love this. Do it. Try to convince us.
Okay.
That we, tell us we should put it all on
very
red.
conservative people when
Send
it comes
the
to this
little
kind
ball
of stuff.
around the wheel.
so in traditional stocks, there is an emotional piece to it. The people do
Not
still
if you have
trade-
a wealth manager, because that's your
right,
psychologist.
right.
That's why you dollar cost
But
average.
most retail
You take it out.
retail investors are not that disciplined,
That's true.
and their emotion takes over in traditional stocks. And then you got the fundamental side of it. How much money is this company making? Is it really a good company? All that kind of stuff. You got to consider both of them, and then you mix them both in a bottle, and there's some outcome there. In crypto, it's only emotion. There's no fundamentals to consider. And collectively as humans, our emotions average out equally. You can take groups of us, of about 100 of us, and average out our emotions, and each group is going to average out similarly. And the proof of this is that a stock that's traded on the NYSE is traded on one exchange. That is one market where that's just the stock's price is set. In crypto, every one of the exchanges, Robinhood, Coinbase, all of the Bitfinex, all of them are their own exchanges, their own marketplaces, where a collective group of humans' emotions drove the price to be within pennies of the other marketplace. So it's pure human emotion. And human emotion can only take so much stress before it snaps, or so much FOMO before it starts throwing money at something. So if you look at the market trends based on human emotion, you can purely trade crypto off the charts, off the patterns of the charts, because there's no fundamentals. There's no bad deal that was made that's going to change the pattern of the chart. So that's why I think it's
folly, personally, because some new thing could come up. Governments could collude together and say they're going to track every one of those transactions or time to some. I mean, there's so many things that could happen that I could never see, and it would just dissolve. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Versus a company, it's still got its assets, still got everything, it's still making stuff, right? I mean,
It's no different
nothing
than
to fall
putting
on.
all your money into Tesla or electric vehicles. You're going all in on one concept.
I think it's
and if a
gonna work.
different concept replaces it, you're in trouble. And at least that's a physical thing,
That's
an ass or
factories
a
and
machine versus this virtual world.
In the worst case
That's
scenario,
what scares me is that it could just be called illegal. And it's over. Now the good news is the governments are in on it.
governments are pushing it now.
But if you have a bunch of money, there's nothing wrong with taking 5% and let it ride on the crypto, because it's not going to impact you.
Right.
But if that's where you think you're going to make your money, it's a big gamble. And it's a gamble not just with you, with your family, kids, the whole thing.
We are literally exact opposites. You say put 5%, I'm 95% currently.
We know. So this is a great
literally
time.
exact opposite.
This is a great time to share, and Reagan, make sure this makes the video. These are all just our personal experiences. In no way should this be considered financial advice or any kind of. Do not do what Jason does.
And the worst case scenario is we don't know who created Bitcoin. We don't know who started the.
That's what drives me bonkers. It's a black box with a bunch of mysteries, and that should scare you.
And I guess, in my mind, the worst case scenario is the creator was the CIA or something like that, and they're doing it to siphon cash off the market.
Or what if it was China instead? Not even your government that likes to manipulate you, but somebody else's government that makes a life of manipulating us.
Yeah, and the story is that our government is going for a crypto play.
Yeah.
The Trump holdings are number 6 holdings of Bitcoin in the world.
Yep. And when they do, why would they leave yours with any value?
What's that?
If our government makes their own, why would they let yours have any value? Wouldn't they be them working to devalue yours and to raise the value of their own?
But Trump's heavy into Bitcoin. He's got more value in Ethereum than Bitcoin, actually. So his money's parked there.
Will you know when he moves it fast enough to move yours? Because that's what happened to me in Doge. I was in it because Elon kept talking about it. And I thought, well, if the world's richest man is involved, I want to get on the train with that guy because You know, you always heard the stories about Uber and all these guys, whoever got in early made all the money. I got in, but then he must have got out because it went down to almost nothing. And I was still standing there refreshing my app going, is it just not loading? And then I panic, sell it all because I'm an emotional wreck when it comes to money, lose all of it. And then it went back up like 6 months later, and I could have just stayed in and probably at least got, at least I think Doge did. I know Bitcoin did.
Warren Buffett said, unless you're him, you dollar cost average with an index fund. And I truly believe, especially when you're starting out your career or you still have another 15, 20 years, why deal with all that? If you're going to beat 90% of the money managers in the world, why would you?
Do you think you don't believe him simply because you aren't even thinking about retirement? Because I used to have the mentality, I want to work till I'm 75 anyways, so I don't need to put a bunch of money away. I was the guy putting the 3% match.
Yeah, Jason wants to strike it like in the next 5 years. And that's not going to happen, dollar cost averaging.
Yeah,
Or even
it's not
10
going to happen.
Oh, okay.
I'm too late.
You can't do the math to do his idea and get out when you want to. So why would you?
I just need to swing for the fences at this point.
Yeah. Swing away, Billy. There's a movie where there's aliens and he's got the baseball bat.
And my dad didn't do it. My dad was a blue collar mechanic, didn't save for retirement, but he knew that he screwed up. And so he set me up with a 401k when I was a kid. Sat me down like I was 12 or 13 years old and put $500 in there. And then, kept, I started making contributions to it. I think I was putting like $40 a month, and it was half of my allowance or something like that. But when I was in college, I thought the most important thing was to stay in college. And there wasn't money for me to stay in college. So I went and liquidated that account. And I took the $7,500 or whatever was in there out. I got to see it tank. I got to see it come back too. So I really saw, I got to experience firsthand at a young age to see you just got to stick in it. Like if you would just was stuck in the Doge,
it's slow. If you look at it too often, you'll liquidate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But then after that, that was it. So now I had a corporate job with custom offsets for a year, and they had a 401k, so I signed up for that. So now I've got probably like 10 grand in a 401k again. But
so you're saying there's a chance?
No, no. But yeah, I knew it was the right thing to do. So when they filled out the paperwork, I maxed out the match and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't feel it. You don't even notice it's gone.
Right.
Is the truth of the matter. That's really the truth of the matter. But yeah, at this point, I'm just like kind of going for the swing for the fences.
So what you're saying is when you're closely managed, you're a good follower. But the minute you get a little bit of extra rope, off you go.
Probably.
I mean, can you be in charge of Jason going forward?
That's your job.
His whole life.
Jason's like the kid who never grew up. I mean, that's what it is.
I know you've worked to retire and be a kid again. I just stayed a kid.
Not everything. I mean,
you worked, retired to become a kid again. He stayed a kid the whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so perfect.
I had to be an adult for a long time.
Have you guys ever heard the Mexican proverb or whatever that's called, where the guy will this American guy was sitting there watching this middle-aged 40-year-old Mexican fisherman. He would get up every morning, have breakfast with his family for a couple hours, drink his coffee, just really enjoy himself, wander out, go out, catch some fish just for a couple hours, come back for lunch, go meet his buddies for lunch for a couple hours. He'll sell those fish, make enough money to then go out and have lunch with his buddies and for a couple of hours, go home, take a nap, and then be there when his family comes home from school and whatnot and spend the night with them. And that was his life. And the American said to him, he said, why don't you get a couple buddies together, get a couple boats, give it 8-10 hours a day and start storing away money and really, turn this into a retirement or a long-term plan. He says, oh, and then what will I do? He said, well, then you can pretty much do anything you want. He goes, like, spend the morning with my family and drink my coffee and maybe go fishing for a couple hours and then have lunch with my friends and then come home and spend the evening with my family.
Yeah, exactly.
And the American just stared at him going, So the whole point was he lived the retirement life his entire life.
That's right.
Because he didn't live to work. He didn't live to work. He worked just to live his entire life.
Yeah.
He stayed that person his whole life instead of working away his life to become the person he wanted to become.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of stress in that because a lot of my Bahamian friends live that life. And when you get a hiccup, like a major storm or something, those setbacks cause so much stress.
But the nature of work has also changed, right? This is a fisherman when I did his own thing. He controlled his life and all that versus today. You work in a corporate world for somebody else, and they're busting your.
They ain't let you come in for 2 hours,
and unless you're getting paid by the hour, you're putting the hours in and the stress, and you got to be better. And young kids are coming out of college better than you are, more technical savvy, and so forth. So it's a rat race. It's very difficult.
It's nearly impossible to apply, but it's super fun to think about.
Yes, it is super fun to think about. I agree.
And this is a saying that's used in different conversations, but there ain't no such thing as a free lunch. So,
or desk or chair.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything in life comes with balance. You either put the pain in now or you suffer later. And so for that fisherman, he's enjoying his life every single day, but when the storm rolls through, he's going to suffer for a year and rebuild. But it'll all balance out. So, if you got to decide, do you want to live your life in the extremes or do you want to live your life in that middle point? Because everything balances back out. The universe balances everything.